Hi guys, I'm Shelly the Homer Girl. I normally don't make videos as a rule, but I said I would do one for SNS Mods here. Chopper makes some real good products. I just received in the mail today his newest thing. This is called the Armon. It's a Genesis atomizer. It comes set up with your wick and coil just like any of Chopper's mods. It's got the nice little plastic fill piece, which is great. I really like that. It's similar to the Atom Bomb as far as setting it up with the two posts and the wick. I've got it filled with Grumpy's 12 milligram hooch juice. I love this stuff. If you haven't tried this, this is the bomb. It reminds me of how addicted I was to RY4 when I first started vaping. Much better flavor, much better everything. Really good juice. You can get it off his site. He's got all kinds of different sizes. Definitely, if you have not tried this, do so. It's some good stuff. But anyways, back to the Armon. It's on a Pervari here. I'm running my Pervari at 4.7. That's going to probably be a little hard to see with this camera. If I can get it there. And the atomizer, the resistance on the atomizer is set at 2.1. It's probably a little hard to see. And the top screws on and off. And definitely screw the top back on. And it actually screws and lines right up on that wick without feeling like you have a loose top or any of the different tanks, the duds that I've had, the Griffin tanks like that you got the screw-ons where you got to worry about how it lines up. This one, he's got it so it lines up perfectly. I mean, it's right there. I haven't taken a hit off it yet, just filled it up with some Grumpy's juice. Said I was going to do a first impression video, so here goes the hit on it. We'll see what it tastes like, or works like. Whoa. That was a long hit. That was direct into the lung. Very good vapor on this thing. The draw on it is really easy. The air hole seems to be perfect for me. I don't know, I wouldn't make it any bigger or any smaller, too small. It's got a really airy draw. Really like the draw on it. Just makes it really easy to hit. I don't feel like I'm sucking through a straw or anything. It's really easy to fill. One of the cool things I liked about it is with the Atom Bomb, I always had problems with not having a large enough fill hole where it would come out the back if there was a drop on the needle tip bottle. This thing, I don't know if you can see it, we'll get up close. It has a gigantic fill hole in it. As you can see, I don't know if you'll see the little plug here, but that plug is huge compared to what the Atom Bomb fill hole is. This sucker is perfect, and I like the fact that it has the drip hole cover. That's going to save a lot of dripping out if you accidentally tip it over or anything like that. This seems to be in all enclosed except for the center area. I really like that. The way it's set, it doesn't look like much can drain into that center hole. With the Atom Bomb, it seemed like everything drained in the center hole, and I was always syringing juice out of it. Very impressed with the make of this. It's not very heavy. I mean, it's not like your stainless steel top-notch atomizers, but the machine, the fit of this, the way that it's been done is perfect. Basically, it's a good starter Genesis, which is about where I'm at. I haven't tried anything, so I can't compare it to a Bliss or a Zen, Zap, or anything like that. I don't have those. I'm more medium budget vapor. Don't get me wrong, those things would be nice to have, but to be perfectly honest, as much as this is a hobby for me, spending $100 and some for an atomizer just isn't in my price range right now. This is a good medium. Now the cost I paid for it was $53, and yes, I did pay for this. I was given option for one of the very first ones made. So there's not many in the market. In fact, I know 4 that have gone out. I know he will be putting more on his website. But with anything, he does a really good job. I mean, I really like the post for wrapping. Those small screws, I don't care for them. I have a hard time wrapping a wrap on there with no hot spots. This thing takes a 3-4 wrap very well. I had no problem, have no problems, looks like. I did end up rewrapping it when I got here because it was showing a short, but that happens. I think the wick moved. I couldn't get it to straighten out, so I just went ahead and rewrapped. I'm pretty well experienced at that, but even I know when I got my Atom Bomb, I had no trouble out of it, so it's probably just a case where the wick moves. Sometimes with Genesis atomizers, your wick moving just a little fraction is enough to put you in a spot where you get a hot spot, so I tend to just rewrap. Really, really enjoying this. I think it looks good on the Provari here. Unfortunately, I don't have a VMAX or a gripper or anything to really put it on to show you how it looks on that, but I do know that, in my opinion, it's a little better performing than the Atom Bomb. I have my Atom Bomb hooked up. Now I have my Atom Bomb on my Merlin here. This is a mod made by Mamu, wonderful woman, handmade, nice, cute little mod. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell me the volts, and I don't have a meter here to tell me what volts I'm running at. But looking here from what I can see on the dial, because I've used this a lot, I'm probably running about 4 volts, 3.9, somewhere in there. Now I know that the resistance on this one was 2 or 1.9 on this wrap here. This is the same wick I've been using since I got it. The wrap on it, I've had this on here about a week. I tend to wrap weekly. I know a lot of people do, dry burns, clean up. I like to taste of a fresh coil. Break in a coil in a week. When it starts getting higher in resistance and it starts tasting funny, I just rewrap. That's just me. It's easier for me than to fight with the burn and everything else. I just rewrap. It takes me once a day. Now in this one here, I have Chopper's Red Devil Juice. This is a cinnamon tobacco mix. To me, it tastes like it's Grumpy's juiced with a dash of cinnamon. Really, really like the stuff. It's not my favorite. The hooch is still my favorite, but yeah, it's definitely good stuff if you like just a little bit of zip. Now I'm going to take a hit off the Atom Bomb and show you the vapor production. It's the same type of fluid. He uses the same consistency for both. I believe my bottles say 50-50 on them, so it's the same consistency. But you can see, I think by looking at it, how much easier the draw is on this compared to the Atom Bomb. Also, how much more vapor you get because there's such a larger air chamber, I think. So it has more space for more air to full in. And here's with the Atom Bomb. I think the problem with the Atom Bomb is, for a lot of this, is it has a smaller air chamber compared to this, which is a little bit bigger. Also, you're looking at new coil versus old coil, so I mean that has a lot to do with it. In reality, I probably should have wrapped a fresh coil on this and done it that way, but for just the intended purposes to show you. I'm also a short hitter, so I mean that has a lot to do with it. My wick probably has some little bit to do with it. I don't think it's wicking as well, but I mean, I love the Atom Bomb. It's a good rebuildable. It definitely has a place in my arsenal. This thing here definitely will stay on the Provari. I think this will be the go-to. I just prefer the construction of it better. I like the fact that I don't have to worry about this top coming off, which is a big deal. I ended up having to tighten this down with a pair of pliers to make it fit again after I'd popped it off. Definitely This had its drawbacks, but it's a good little atomizer. I mean, it's good for at home. I didn't like taking it with me. This one here, I think is going to be good to take with me due to the fact it has the screw-on cap. Really easy to pop it off, refill. I don't have to worry about if I hit it on something or I tip it over. It's got the fill notch, which to me is perfect. And I haven't had any trouble. A lot of people with the DIDs and everything said that they have a problem with airflow as far as using their fill screws. With this, I'm not showing any trouble with that. It seems to be wicking fine. But again, these are just first impressions. I haven't had the device an hour. But definitely, I think it's another winner from S&S Mods. If you're looking for Genesis style atomizers, and you want something that simply is going to work out of the box without modification, definitely look to Chopper. You don't have, with these, with his stuff, you don't have to sand it down, you don't have to readjust your holes, you don't have to drill bigger holes. Customer service is his top thing. And when I first bought my Atom Bomb, it didn't have a big enough hole in the cap. He sent me a brand new cap with a bigger hole for a better draw. I mean, you can't beat that. This is an American company that backs up what he sells. He may not always have the his times down as far as when things are going to be released and that, but we got to remember, guys, he's a one-man show. This guy makes these in his home. This is to supplement his income. He does this simply because he wants to provide us with a good product, and in my eyes, that's a lot better as opposed to paying somebody that's mass marketing something and is out to make as much money as he can. And that's where a lot of the stuff goes. That just like these, the DIDs, the Bliss, all those, they're really great atomizers, but I am really sure that if you look at the production costs on those, they don't need to be the prices that they are. I understand the materials are expensive, but again, $100 and some plus for an atomizer, I don't care how many times you can rebuild it. It doesn't do it for me. I'd rather stay with the mids. And I know you're going to flame me and say, oh God, well, quality this, quality that. Well, you know what? Quality is great, but here's the thing. I'd much rather get this from a company where there's no wait times. You can just go on the site and order it. I have someone that if I have a problem, I can email and they answer me back. I don't have to wait a month for it to be shipped over after I've done the wait time for it to be built. And basically what he's doing is he's repurposing things that work but not well and making them into workable things. You know, I could probably make one of these, but you know what? I'm not mechanically inclined enough to even try. I probably could, but when I got somebody else that can do it, why should I? This is where it's at. And I'm going to take another hit off here. And I'm going to thank Chopper for his wonderful work, and there you go. This is my review of S&S Mods and the new R-Mod. Hopefully they're up on the site soon so y'all can get one. Thanks!